Now, here's KCCI 8 Sports, powered by Carl's Auto Group.
In the words of the great Bob Marley, don't worry about a thing. If you thought TJ Otzelberger was leaving the Cyclones for a higher premier job, no need to worry anymore. Initially, Iowa State's TJ Otzelberger wasn't here for the long haul. Those doubts were put to bed today. After taking Iowa State to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances and signing the highest-rated recruiting class in program history, TJ Otzelberger is getting a 2-year contract extension that will run through 2029. He's getting a pay raise as well. His pay will be increased to $2.5 million this July. Otzelberger is the third Iowa State coach ever to lead his team to the NCAA tournament in his first 2 seasons. A memorable night in NYC as some of Iowa's favorite players waited to see their fate in the WNBA draft. We did not take too long to hear one name called. Iowa State's Stephanie Soares, who only played in just 13 games before tearing her ACL, was taken 4th overall by the Washington Mystics and quickly traded to the Dallas Wings. The 6'6" Soares is now the highest drafted Cyclone in program history. Meanwhile, we waited a little longer than anticipated to hear Iowa State's Ashley Jones, as she was taken 19th overall by the Dallas Wings. Iowa's Monica Sonano is saying bye-bye to cornfields and hello to palm trees, as she was taken 26th overall by the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, if you know a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, please give them a hug. The man the Timberwolves gave up 5 players and 5 picks to the Utah Jazz is not playing in the team's playing game versus the Lakers. That's because Rudy Gobert decided to punch teammate Kyle Anderson in a team huddle during their last game of the season. He was sent home after the incident, and today the team says he will not travel to Los Angeles. Huge blow for Minnesota, as they also lost Jaden McDaniels to a fractured hand after punching a wall in frustration. Did we just become best friends? The PGA and LIV Golf are merging, sending the golf world into complete shock. The US-based PGA Tour has announced a proposed partnership between the DP World Tour, also known as the European PGA Tour, and rival Saudi-backed Breakaway LIV Golf Series. LIV Golf officially launched in June of last year, with participating players barred from competing in PGA Tour events. The new agreement would end the feuding between the parties, and according to a statement, it would end all pending litigation and, quote, unify the game of golf. No details have been released yet on the entity's new name, some PGA golfers reacting to the news today. A question San Francisco 49er fans and Cyclone fans are asking: what's the status on Brock Purdy? All things are pointing up. Head coach Kyle Shanahan said his recovery is going in the right direction and everything is on track. Purdy underwent surgery on March 10th to repair a torn UCL in his throwing arm he suffered in the NFC Championship game last season. Kids were kicking and screaming extra loud today as the last day of action wrapped up at the state soccer tournament. Champions have been crowned, and this was one of the best days of soccer I've personally ever seen. Johnson got this game in overtime on a heroic goal from Mateo Magua, and in the second overtime, Johnson sets up a corner kick. The anticipation is building up. He kicks it in, and they get the header. Johnson takes the lead. They take the state championship. It's pure pandemonium. Look at these kids going absolutely bananas. They cannot believe it. They just trailed 2-1 in over 90 seconds left to go and somehow found a way to win the game. One of the best games you will see. Johnson, an instant classic win. 3-2 is the final in double overtime. What an unreal moment for this squad. In the girls' bracket, Johnson and Valley squaring off for the 3A title. 1-1 in overtime. Valley's Anna Spain kicks it in, and they erupt with joy, thinking they just won the state championship. But hold up. The refs ruled it offsides, so the game was not over. Johnson has a new life, and now we're going to PKs. The fans can't believe it, but here's the freshman Chloe Lang, 0 goals on the season, and now it's time to make some history. Johnson wins it in PKs. They go from thinking they lost it all to rejoicing in their first championship win in school history. Wow. With soccer in the books, we turn the page to the sports calendar to baseball and softball. Some midday high school action in Principal Park, Albia and Linville Sully squared off. Hawks would put up runs in the first inning, and somewhere Coach Buttermaker is smiling. Old-fashioned small ball. With a runner on third, Bryce Richards says, "I'll take one for the team," and Richards lays it down perfectly. Hawks take the 1-0 lead. Same inning, ball in the dirt, goes to the backstop, and scores another run by Taryn Gosling, crossing the plate. Hawks dominate wire to wire with a final score of 5-0, Linville Sully. While the high school kids play, the Iowa Cubs are away. The Cubs are starting a 6-game set in St. Paul tonight at a 7:07 start. We'll get you those highlights tonight at 10.
8 Sports, powered by Carl's Auto Group.
Champs were stamped today for 3 high school boys teams and not a single game disappointed. Waukee Northwest and Valley headlined the day. Grant Teagues, Price Sanford, and Cade Kelderman led their squads to hopefully what would be the first ever school state championship for Northwest. Here we got Grant Teagues, nothing but nylon on the 3. The junior had 27 points in the night. Trev Jirac to Zay Robinson for the back door in the slam, and Pops is loving it. 28 points for Robinson on the night, and he puts the nail in the coffin, open up the floodgates. Valley shocks the world and upsets Waukee Northwest 75-67.
It feels great. This is something that some people don't get to do in their lives, and being able to experience it as a sophomore, it's just an amazing feeling. And hopefully we can do this next 2 years too.
The hardest thing about being undefeated is that everyone wants to beat you. If Bondurant can stop that Heffering just one more time, they're state champions. In 3A, Bondurant looks to keep their perfect season alive against Xavier, but Joe Bean has something to say about that. Drains the 3 and the foul, and his bench is up and ready. Reed Fitzgerald step backs, drains the 3, but that wasn't his biggest moment of the game. It was actually the game-winning steal with 6 seconds left to play, excuse me. But the Blue Jays have one more time to get the state championship under their belt. They get a clean look for 3 to go to overtime, and it just does not connect. Bondurant goes Game 3 in South Beach, and history shows that 80% of teams who make Game 3 take home the hardware. Nikola Jokic, one of the best this league has ever seen. The Heat, just the second 8 seed ever to make the NBA Finals. 1 point in the second quarter, Jokic and Murray run a little 2-man game action, and Jamal Murray connects on the 3. 41-37 Nuggets. Caleb Martin, little penetration action, hits Max Strus for the 3, bang! And the Heat take the lead 42-41. Denver had the edge though at the half, 53-48. And Jokic is licking his chops at the mismatch with the soft touch for the layup. 67 Nuggets, and Christian Brown says thank you for that free lunch and the free slam. Throws on the hammer, the rookie had 15 points off the bench. Jokic was cooking tonight though. He recorded the first ever 30, 20, and 10 game in NBA Finals history. Finished with 32 points, 21 boards, and 10 assists. It may be Miami's home court, but tonight it was Denver's playground.